Hi everyone, welcome to the Thinking Crypto channel. I hope you're doing well. On this channel, we cover the crypto news and we interview many of the folks who are building and investing in the crypto asset class. Please hit the thumbs up button, it helps support the channel. Please hit the subscribe button if you're new here and leave a comment below. Guys, some interesting news around XRP. As many of you know, XRP is being positioned by Ripple as the bridge asset for different currencies around the globe in order to move money faster, efficiently, more transparent, and at a lower cost. Right now, you don't have instant settlements because you have Nostro, Vostro accounts around the globe. Now, Ripple has been partnering with many different banks. They're working with the IMF and the BIS and the World Bank and so on and so forth. We've talked about that ad nauseum. But today, Cory Johnson, who worked at Ripple in the past, and he tweeted the following: banks can't make these changes to themselves by themselves. They need a third party to help. Hashtag XRP. And what he's referencing is an article from the New York Times titled "Major Bank-Led Digital Cash Settlement Project Gets Delayed." So it seems some of the banks are like, okay, why don't we try to create our own type of solution here? But it goes back to the issue of why will certain banks trust each other, right? When you think about there's different countries, there's different currencies, there's different standards around the globe economically from a legal perspective. Here in the United States, there's different laws versus other countries, right? So these banks seem like they want to do their own thing, but it doesn't look like it's going well. And they're trying to maybe bypass what XRP is trying to do. But I don't think that's possible. So here's the update. A project involving 13 of the world's largest banks and aimed at launching digital versions of major currencies in 2020 is no longer likely to get going this year, the company set to run the effort said. Technological development work on the previous named utility settlement coin initiative has progressed, but it still needs regulatory approval, said Finality International Chief Executive Ramos Ram, if I'm saying that right. It hopes to receive that approval by the first quarter of 2021, so Q1 of 2021. Initially spearheaded by UBS Group AG, the group has been in the works for more than 5 years and seeks to create a more efficient way for banks to settle financial transactions. But we all know they're just going to create walled gardens. And what about the other banks? You're just going to have a group of 13. Well, what about the others? JPM coin is out there. JP Morgan has their own, right? So you see the issue here, guys, and that is why XRP as a neutral bridge asset can help all the banks around the globe, because they don't have to trust each other. They just have to buy XRP on the open market. Obviously, it goes through Ripple ODL, and their payments get processed, and they don't have to depend on any other bank. It is just a more efficient system. So in June 2019, banks including Barclays PLC, Banco Santander, and Credit Suisse Group AG announced the creation of Finality, investing 50 million euros into the venture. The company said it expected the project to be commercialized by 2020, but clearly they're getting a kind of a hiccup here. They didn't get a comment, but they went down here later in the article and talked about cryptocurrencies and what Facebook did with Libra. So the venture is one of the several high-profile efforts by banks and other large financial companies to use blockchain to technology underpinning cryptocurrencies to streamline operations and lower costs. While the sector has spent millions of dollars on experiments and tests, only a few projects have had significant impact and many are taking longer than expected. So they talk about, once again, Facebook's Libra and all of that stuff. But as Cory said here, they're going to need help, and you need help from a payments company like Ripple, which is, of course, providing a very significant and better solution than what exists in the world right now. So this is why I am bullish on XRP. No feelings or emotions, just the use case, the disruption, the future of the digital economy and the movement of money at the same speed as data. That is what I'm looking at. So there's maximalists, there's Bitcoin maximalists who hate XRP, there's XRP maximalists who hate Bitcoin. I hold both because I see the different use cases. I see the potential to make money with both. So that's my stance. Now, speaking of Bitcoin, Barry Silbert, man, this guy is certainly a visionary. This guy's doing some great things. He was on CNBC Squawk Box, Squawk Box. I can't even say that. CNBC Squawk Box this morning, and he talked about the Digital Currency Group's acquisition of Luno Money, which is a crypto exchange. I personally have not heard of them, but look at the headline here: buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and Litecoin. Luno makes it safe and easy to buy, store, and learn about cryptocurrencies. So a lot of exchanges popping up, but Digital Currency Group, which of course owns Grayscale, Genesis Trading, Foundry Services, and of course now Luno Money, this is a big acquisition for them, and they continue to grow their company and establish their stake for the crypto market. They're trying to capture as much as they can, and we know that Grayscale is seeing record-breaking investments from institutional investors for Bitcoin and other cryptos. Now, I'm going to play you a clip because he was asked about Bitcoin, and he said, "We look at Bitcoin as the next generation's version of gold." Now, yesterday's video, I talked about millennials. The folks at Morgan Stanley recognize as millennials and are recognizing that they want to invest in crypto versus stocks and gold, while the older investors, the boomers, are investing in gold and traditional assets. That's not to say all of them are. There are some boomers who are invested in crypto, but we are seeing a big generational shift. And Barry recognizes that, and he says here, over time, Bitcoin is going to capture a larger portion of all of that asset class. Talking about gold. That's bullish. That is bullish, guys, and I absolutely believe that. We've been talking about it on this channel for years. Let me play you the clip.
What's the fair market value of Bitcoin? I mean, this is maybe the existential philosophical question here, but what do you honestly think it is, and how would you even decide how you were going to value it?
We look at Bitcoin as the next generation's version of gold. Gold is a $8-9 trillion asset class, and so I think over time Bitcoin is going to capture a larger and larger portion of that asset class. Look, Bitcoin is a couple $100 billion in value, and when you start having investors like Paul Tudor Jones and Mark Lazary and Chamath Palihapitiya, saying, "Hey, look, it's okay to put 50, 100 basis points in this asset class," it really doesn't take a lot of money to move a large amount of the gold market into the Bitcoin market.
So notice he name dropped a lot of the big institutional players who have been getting into Bitcoin. And that is why I have Bitcoin in my portfolio. These people recognize what's coming. And he mentioned Chamath Palihapitiya, Paul Tudor Jones, which I believe when Paul Tudor Jones made the announcement earlier this year, he was putting his money into Bitcoin. I thought that was a big green light for the rest of Wall Street. And that's why the Digital Currency Group, they are doubling down. They're making acquisitions and pretty much getting prime coverage here, right? This is great. This is what we want to see. Notice the headline here, or the title of this segment: M&A, mergers and acquisitions in cryptocurrency. Expect to see more of that, guys. And you know what's going to happen? Cryptocurrency is going to become a commonality, right? It's going to be a common topic, and as it grows as an asset class, and more people are going to get exposed to it, and especially when they're seeing it on TV, right, on CNBC or Fox Business, the things that they normally watch, and they're learning about stocks and gold, and all of a sudden crypto. Oh, really? These guys are putting millions in. Paul Tudor Jones, Chamath Palihapitiya, all these big players, Fidelity. You know what's going to come after. Guys, what do you think about this news? Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, and I'll talk to you all later.